Hello, my name is Flavio Master. I'm with your department, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can apply textured backgrounds to your website. It's very easy to do that in YWD. We'll start with this sample site here that we created. It has a flat background, and I'll be doing a few design changes to it. So let's go to the back end of the site. And I do have a few textured backgrounds that I've downloaded from the web, and I manipulated them and make them smaller. I'll be showing you how you can add assets to your site. So I'll create a category here and call it backgrounds. I'm going to choose the files. Now, my original files were quite large. Each one had about a meg or so. They will be too big to place on my page. So I created optimized versions of them in Photoshop. I compressed them as JPEGs. So now they're about 50K, 70K each. Now I'll upload the files to the Assets Manager. So YWD is almost done. Now I've got these textures here that I want to use. Let's close the Assets Manager. So basically what I need to do is to assign this background to this page. By default, YWD automatically cascades this background to any subpages. And since this is the home page, it's very easy. So I'll click on Edit Page Properties, in fact anywhere here on this area, to edit the page properties. And one of my tabs here is the page background. I'll click here and pick one of the images that I've just uploaded. They are in this category that I created, backgrounds. And these are just some ideas. Kind of like this one because it's subtle and it works for me. And here I've got a few other options. I can tile the image so it repeats itself in the background, and it can either be horizontally, vertical, or actually it can be both. So in this case, both is fine. Plus, I can determine whether I want the background to stay in place as people scroll down. So it's either scrollable or stationary. You understand better when I preview the page. I'll set this to be stationary. And I'll save my changes to the page properties. Notice that the page has been changed. It's marked here with unpublished changes, but I can preview it. So let's click on Preview Site. You see that now there is this textured background that replaces the flat color that I had before. But I want to experiment a little further with this. So let's go back to the backend, and I'm going to do some changes here in YWD Designer. Just click on Design, and I'll change the look and feel of the site itself. Let me just resize this so it's easier to see. Notice that I find this a little bit blocky. There's this square here with the content area and the background here. It could be fine. I mean, it depends on each project. But in this case, I want it to blend in more naturally. So let's resize it back. It takes 2 clicks. So I'll go to Layout, the main column, and in Colors and Borders, I could either specify a flat color to my main column here to replace the default white, or I can just make it transparent. So I'm going to scroll here. You see that now there's no background at all for the main column. So I'll do the same for the right column. It's just a matter of going here, Layout, right column, Colors and Borders, and I'll click here too. Now the right column is gone. The background is gone. The content is here. And notice also that I'm going to resize it here, that when I scroll up and down, the background stays in place because I specified stationary. Now, there's a couple of other things that I would like to do. Still, there's this drop shadow here for the whole content area. I want to get rid of that. And this site, the way it was set up before, I had a drop shadow specified for the background. You see the background style is plain. It was a flat color. and it had a drop shadow. I'm just going to make it plain. So now there's no drop shadow anymore. One more thing, this navigation bar, which is light gray, it worked okay when it was white, but now the gray with this background, it is kind of too bare. So I'm going to go a little bit more Mediterranean on this one. So in the navigation, the horizontal nav, the navigation bar, I could either use a flat color for this bar here, or I can use my own image. And since I already had a few backgrounds here, it might make it interesting. Oh, maybe this one. I'll apply this background to the navigation bar itself. Let's submit it and see what it does. So you see now there is this pattern here. That is the background of the navigation bar. Well, I could also do these things for the buttons themselves and so on. YWD is extremely flexible with these things. Now there's one more thing I'd like to do. Before, because the background was white, this image and the other one, they blended perfectly with the background, because they have a white background. But now they're looking weird. I mean, the contrast is too stark. I want to make them have a transparent background. So this is done in the content, not in YWD Designer. I need to replace that image with another one that has a transparent background. So first I'll polish my settings in YWD Designer, because I'm done in terms of design. And YWD shows this message saying that it might take a few minutes until it's reflected on the live website. Click OK. It closes YWD Designer. Now I'll change the content block itself. Notice here also that you can see the white behind the picture. Now, I had already uploaded a couple of images for this. This original image is a JPEG. JPEGs don't have transparent backgrounds, nor can they have semi-transparent backgrounds or alpha channels, but PNGs can. And I created those images as PNGs in Photoshop and uploaded them, so now I'm just going to replace them. I'm right-clicking on the image itself, selecting image properties, and I'll find the image that I had uploaded here before. It's the PNG, which is, I believe, the bottle small PNG. That's the one. You don't see anything right now because the background of the word processor is also white. But after I save this, let's preview. And you see that now there is a transparent background. That's because PNGs or PNGs can do that. Now I just need to do that with Paul's picture here, which is here in the right column. It's another content block. Same thing, right click on the image. I'll pick the other one. That's the PNG. And that's Paul PNG. Save and preview. That's it. So in just a few minutes I was able to basically change the whole look and feel of this little site without any coding. I hope you enjoyed, and let's do it again soon.